Zamfara NUJ condemns attack on Liberty TV reporters. Zamfara lawmaker repeals the law paying former governor's pension. Protesters storm National Assembly over hate speech bill. On business, Nigeria and Netherlands pledge stronger partnership on trade, investments and security. On sport, Aisha Buhari hails Nigerians' choice for Para-Powerlifting World Cup. Welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I am Musa Joy Onyoga. Now the news in full. The Zamfara State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists has totally condemned the action of some miscreants and political thugs who attacked two Liberty Television reporters while they were carrying out their legitimate duty at the Sharia Court 1 Gusau on Tuesday. It is highly unfortunate that such youth are still living in the Stone Age while the world has since moved so far ahead. Regrettably, the thugs destroyed the camera and other working tools of their victims except for the timely intervention of the police who came to the rescue of the journalists. The union immensely wished to thank the police and other security personnel who helped in containing the situation. The council also wished to call on the police to investigate and fish out the perpetrators of the attack so they can be brought to book and give practicing journalists more confidence that they will be protected. Zamfara State House of Assembly has on Tuesday in Gusau laid to rest the controversy trailing the payment of pension and other entitlements to former governors. The state legislature in its 078 sitting repealed the act, which provided for payment of pension and other entitlements to former governors, their deputies, and speakers. Representing the bill before the House on Tuesday, the House Leader, Honorable Farouk Musa Dosara, urged his colleagues to, as a matter of urgency, consider the complete repeal of the law which provided the job pay for the former political leaders of the state at the detriment of the retired civil servants who have not been paid their entitlements over the years. According to Honorable Dosara, this category of past leaders are collecting over 700 million naira annually, while he said the present state economy could not accommodate for now. Seconding the motion at the chamber, Honorable Tukur Jakada Brini Tudu, Bakura local government, said the abolition of the law is highly necessary as it's detrimental to the socio-economic well-being of the people. After serious deliberation and contribution by the House members, the Speaker, Right Honorable Nasiru Mazu Malgaria, ordered the clerk to the House to give the bill first and second reading, and later the House went for a committee of a whole, in which thereafter the bill went for a third reading. The House then resolved to pass the bill into law and order that it should be sent to the governor for his assent. While this development, according to the spokesperson of the State House of Assembly, Mustafa Jafar Kaura, all past political leaders in the state will no longer enjoy any entitlements unless those prescribed by National Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. Civil society groups are currently protesting against the proposed hate speech bill, social media bill, and order demanding the immediate release of Mr. Omoyele Sowore, who has been in the custody of the Department of the State Services despite being granted bail by the court. The protest tagged Say No to Hate Speech bill took place at the National Assembly gate. Protesters stormed the National Assembly in their numbers early on Wednesday, many bearing placards and banners with Say No to Social Media Bill and Say No to Hate Speech Bill boldly inscribed on them. A bill to set up a commission for the prohibition of hate speeches was introduced on the floor of the Senate earlier in the month. The bill, which is sponsored by the former Senate spokesman, Senator Abdullahi Sabi, was listed on the order paper and has passed first reading on Tuesday, November 12th. According to the lawmakers, the object and purpose for the commission is established to eliminate all forms of hate speeches in Nigeria and to advise the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on all aspects thereof. The Protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulation Bill, which is also known as the Social Media Bill, passed the second reading in the Senate on Wednesday, November 20th. The bill passed second reading with support from a majority of the Senate. This was despite opposition to the proposed legislation by Nigerian citizens who are of the opinion that the bill seeks to fight free speech. The Senate, however, directed its Committee on the Judiciary to work on the bill and return it in 4 weeks. The Kano Electricity Distribution Company has threatened to disconnect corporate organizations or consumers that refuse to purchase a prepaid meter. The Chief Operating Officer of KEDCO, Mr. Haris Sharma, stated this while speaking to the News Agency of Nigeria on the sideline of the flagging off campaign for installation of prepaid meters in Duse on Tuesday. Sharma explained that the installation of prepaid meters, which are under the Meter Asset Provider Scheme, is part of effort to end estimated billing system by electricity companies. He stated that the exercise is in line with the directives of Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to install meters to all customers at affordable prices. Represented by Nura Wada, head of operating unit KEDCO, Sharma said that the installation of the prepaid meters would put to rest complaints arising from consumers on overbilling or extortion. Sharma therefore sought for the cooperation of all consumers towards the success of the exercise. He urged all interested persons to contact the nearest KEDCO customer service point for more information on how to obtain the meters. Meanwhile, the representative of Arms Consulting Limited, dealer of the prepaid meter company, Mr. Francis Jack, said the firm has enough meter in stock to cover all customers in the state at affordable prices. Jack explained that the small meter for residential single phase is 38,000 naira, while 70,000 naira is for higher consumers who has 3 phases. Associates and friends of the Sokoto State Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal have hailed his victory at the appeal court as a victory for the ordinary masses of Sokoto State, who stood by him at the last governorship election in the state, in spite of the stiff opposition. The appeal court sitting in Sokoto had on Friday, November 22, upheld the judgment of the Election Petition Tribunal affirming Tambuwal's election as the validly elected governor of the state. On November 2nd, the tribunal in a unanimous judgment dismissed the petition filed by the All Progressive Congress (APC) and its governorship candidate Ahmed Aliu, challenging the governor's election at the March 9, 2019 poll. Reacting to the appeal court judgment, the governor's friends under the aegis of Media Associates of Tambuwal, a bipartisan group of media friends of the governor, attributed the victory to Governor Tambuwal's resilience in upholding the core principles of democracy that prioritize the well-being and common good of the people. In a statement in Abuja signed by its national coordinator, Honorable Victor Afam Ogeni, called on the governor to resist unnecessary distractions going forward and focus on galvanizing the entire people of Sokoto State for the all-important task of peace and trust building in the overall interest of peace and development in the state. The appellate court also dismissed the PDP's cross-appeal challenging the qualification of the APC candidate to contest the election. The tribunal led by Justice Bawale Abdullahi held that the petitioner failed to adduce credible evidence to prove their case. Amid criticism, the Kaduna Urban and Property Development yesterday maintained that the demolished structures in part of the state were erected in unauthorized areas. The Governor Nasiru El-Rufai administration at the weekend began demolition of houses and others in the metropolis Karjin, Babasaura, Old Kamazo, Janrua and Ongwaro Mejero communities. The victims had accused the state government of selectivity in the exercise, but CASPA officials clarified that affected structures were illegal. It was gathered that not fewer than 300 houses had been marked for destruction. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has arrested the duo of Emmanuel Olawani and Hemsin Edwin, both deputy controllers of the Nigerian Correctional Service. A statement on Tuesday by the Anti-Graft Agency head of media and publicity, Wilson Owajure, confirmed that both men were apprehended by operatives attacked to EFCC zonal office in Lagos. They were accused of giving exaggerated medical report that warranted a convicted internet fraudster, Hope Aroke, who is serving a 24-year jail term, being given a referral to be treated outside the facility. The first suspect, Oluwani, who is a controller, Kirikiri Maximum Prison, as well as the second suspect, Edwin, who is in charge of the medical facility, were arrested on Tuesday. Aroke was one of the two Malaysian-based Nigerian undergraduate fraudsters arrested by the EFCC following a tip-off towards the end of the 2012 at the 1004 housing estate in Victoria Island, Lagos. The convict, who hails from Okene in Kogi State, had claimed to be a student of computer science at the Kuala Lumpur Metropolitan University in Malaysia. However, investigations by the Anti-Graft Agency review Aroke as the arrowhead of an intricate web of an internet fraud scheme that traverses 2 continents. When Aroke was arrested, a search conducted by EFCC operatives on his apartment led to the recovery of several items, such as laptops, iPad, traveling documents, checkbooks, flash drives, and internet modem. 3 exotic cars, a Mercedes-Benz SUV, 1 4MATIC Mercedes-Benz car, and a Range Rover Sport SUV were also recovered in the process. Justice Latifa Okuni of the Lagos State High Court Ikeja had thereafter convicted Aroke on 2 counts of obtaining money by false pretense, check cloning, wire transfer, and forgery. He was sentenced to 12 years imprisonment on each of the counts. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Mu zama masu kallon Standard Boys nan tasha ce mai matukar amfani a gare mu. Kan shirye-shirye da ilmantar da yara kamar mu.
Ko da macen mu Standard Boys ita ce abun alfaharin mu.
Gaskiyar ka baba. Menene gaskiyar maganar ka?
Da kyau, zan yi magana. Al'umma ya kamata su fahimce ni. Standard Boys tasha ce da za ta baka farin ciki. Dukkan wani bakin ciki naka ya fece. Kai dai kawai kasance da mu dare da rana. Baka da damuwa. Standard Boys suna da shirye-shirye masu ƙayatarwa da nishaɗantarwa sosai, musamman ma za ka samu kulawa tamkar yaro hannun mahaifiyarsa, ilmantarwa, nishaɗantarwa, tunatarwa. Sai dai ka sani, tashar mu ta kowa ce.
Me kake nufi da haka?
Ina so in ce Standard Boys.
Kamar yaya? Yi ma cikakken bayani da in fahimci abin da kake nufi.
Akwai shirye-shirye don yara. Akwai kuma na manya-manya labaran duniya da sauransu duk zaka samu awa 24 babu kyakkyaftawa kowane lokaci dare da rana safe da yamma. Wannan shine yasa suka zama ɗaya da basu da wari. Standard Boys Bridging the Gap.
Standard Voice Television, Bridging the Gap.
Welcome back. On business, Aminu Mariam has more detail.
Thank you, Joy. Once again, I am Mariam Aminu with the business news. Nigeria, Netherlands pledge stronger partnerships on trade, investment and security. President Muhammadu Buhari and Prime Minister Mark Rutte met on Tuesday in Abuja to discuss bilateral relations and agreed that Nigeria and the Netherlands would continue to work together to improve bilateral trade volumes as well as private sector investments. A communique issued at the end of the meeting said the two leaders reviewed the progress that has been made with implementing the Memorandum of Understanding on deepening the bilateral relations between the two nations concluded and signed by the respective foreign ministers in The Hague in July 2018. A statement by the president's spokesman, Femi Adesina, said President Muhammadu Buhari welcomed the steps that have been made to increase bilateral economic cooperation and are happy to see higher levels of bilateral trade volumes as well as private sector investments. The communique signed by Nigeria's ambassador to the Kingdom of Netherlands, Orji Ungofa, and the Deputy Head of Missions Netherlands Ambassador in Abuja, Ewart Jan de Wit, said, Mr. Buhari said the contribution of Dutch private businesses, both global players and small, micro and medium enterprises to the Nigerian economy is duly noted. The President noted that investments by the Netherlands Investment Bank (FMO) and the Dutch Good Growth Fund are contributing to better access to finance and energy for the private sector. He said Nigeria confirms its commitment to continuing reforms for a conducive business and investment environment, while the Netherlands pledges to continue assisting Nigeria for an increase in agricultural productivity, especially horticulture, seed and sustainable palm oil production. President Buhari and Prime Minister Rutte also reiterated their commitments to the fight against human trafficking, appreciating the close collaboration between the countries. President Buhari and Prime Minister Rutte also reiterated their commitments to the fight against human trafficking, appreciating the close collaboration between both countries in supporting the victims. And that's all we have on business news today. Back to Joy. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Mariam. And on sports, Nigeria's Lady Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has described the Nigerian para-powerlifting team as a team of champions for qualifying for the World Cup and also the 2020 Paralympics. She said this during a courtesy visit by the team and its officials to the presidential villa on Tuesday, 26 November 2019. Mrs. Buhari said the achievements of the team had brought victory to the country, leading to its nomination to host the Para-Powerlifting World Cup for 3 consecutive years, 2020 to 2022. A statement by the First Lady's media aide, Aliu Abdullahi. Mrs. Buhari, who is the host of the event, expressed optimism that the team will win again. Speaking on the tournament taking place in February 2020, Mrs. Buhari said she is proud to be the chief host of the tournament and will do her best to ensure a hitch-free exercise. She said Nigeria is always ready to showcase itself to the world and called on all relevant agencies, the private sector and all Nigerians to support her in welcoming the world. Speaking earlier, chairman of the organizing committee of the competition, Dr. Mahmoud Halilu Ahmed, said Nigerians secured the hosting rights of the competition on merit owing to the repeated successful outing of the team in various countries, sometimes winning most of the medals. He called the decision by the Nigerian Para-Powerlifting Federation to appoint the First Lady as the host of the tournament, expressing the confidence that she will deliver a successful exercise. The President Nigeria Para-Powerlifting Federation, Mrs. Queen Ubo, spoke on the success story of the athletes as they traveled around the world, winning laurels and bringing glory to Nigeria, saying it is important that Nigeria recognize their efforts so that when they retire, they will never fall into destitution. Mrs. Ubo said the Federation has hatched a plan to raise funds for all retired powerlifting athletes and called on the state government to buy into the plan and support those from their states. She said the acceptance by the First Lady to host the event is symbolic and will go a long way to bring the issue of Nigerians disabled to the discussion table. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Zamfara NUJ condemns attack on Liberty TV reporters. Zamfara lawmakers repeal the law paying former governor's pension. Protesters storm National Assembly over hate speech bill. On business, Nigeria and Netherlands pledge stronger partnership on trade, investments, and security. On sports, Aisha Buhari hails Nigeria's choice for Para-Powerlifting World Cup. That has been the news. I still remain Musa Joy Onyoda. Stay tuned.